go. Let me know if you guys see it. I'm going to get my little teddy bear.
Earphones?
It looks good on the screen. Let me do that. I think that'll be perfect. Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm going to trust you guys to tell me if anybody is here other than us. It is, what's today? The 16th of October.
Here we go. Here's everybody.
All right, welcome everybody. Oh,
Alrighty.
I didn't hit record. Hold on. And then I gotta do a little more of this.
I did the same thing you did. I forgot to hit speaker on my end. But it's okay.
All right, here we go. How's everybody doing today? I didn't know that the question of creativity versus technique was from Mark, the person who sent me that lovely letter. So I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Let's see. Good morning, Ellen. See her here.
Morning.
Beastly Sort says, I love OctoBEAR.
Oh, I'm really enjoying OctoBEAR. I'm enjoying OctoBEAR more than Octavia. Because I like the Octavia was trying to come up with different activities for them to do. But this is different costumes, and gosh, you guys are giving me so many good ideas. From Ghostbusters to Bride of Frankenstein to Nightmare Before Christmas and Hocus Pocus. I mean, there's I could do this for like 100 drawings. Much to Donna's dismay.
We'll bring her around.
Yeah.
Gail says hi. Good morning, Gail.
Good morning, Gail.
What's in store for Bowie today? Today is Coraline.
Coraline. I'm pulling up my photo reference right now, and there's a really adorable picture of them with like a little red sash, and I don't remember the movie at all or the book, but I know that they were.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I've seen clips from it, but never the whole thing.
Yeah.
Cuban Cat asks, is Donna coming back soon? Yes.
Yes.
She is on her way back to us today. She lands late tonight. She will be back in her chair on Wednesday. Never fear. She's not run away from us forever.
She's gone, but not forgotten.
No.
There she is.
Let's see. Let's see. Some people say they like the book version better. It's usually better. What time is it there? It is 9:06 a.m. for us. iGames ask, hi Scott, how are you today?
I'm doing very good, thank you. I am enjoying. I'm really enjoying this. I don't want to call it a challenge, but this series. I'm really enjoying this series. Yeah. I'm really enjoying. It's like I liked the '80s. I think that was really fun. It's stuff like trying to think of other challenges, like the 30 Days of National Animals, was cute for like the first 2 or 3, and then I was like, I don't want to draw this anymore. You know, like it's 60 Days of Drawing the Master was really interesting, but after a while you're like, why did I pick 60? You know,
why 60? Why didn't I say 30?
Why didn't I say 30? You know, and even the hair journal started to get it to be a slog, but right now I'm just really enjoying these. I don't really like doing stuff out of my head. I don't like doing cartoony stuff, but these are just been so fun. And it was weird because I was really kind of going back and forth as to what to do next, and I was gonna do some gouache because I really liked the Taylor Swift painting, and I was like, yeah, I really kind of feel like I want to go into gouache, and I'll just do this OctoBEAR ghost really quick because Donna thought it was a cute idea, and then next thing I know, I'm hooked. So I don't know.
As long as you're enjoying it.
I'm really enjoying it, which is really fun. I think I like. You know, it's funny, as artists, you know, we're always so worried about the getting the likeness right, and when you're doing your own original character dressed up in different costumes, you really only need to get the iconic colors and textures of the costumes right. And you know, like this doesn't look like Jenna Ortega, you know, dressed as Wednesday Addams. That doesn't look like Jason from the movie. That doesn't look like David Bowie, and this doesn't look like Michael Jackson. But you know it.
Yeah.
And so it's like it takes away all of that stress.
Pressure.
Yeah, of getting it perfect. And I love that. So I'm really excited for that. Okay, so this is a little dragonfly. It looks like a pin.
Elevations would like Donna as OctoBEAR. She would need tea all around her.
A lot of
cup
tea.
in her hand, a cup sitting next to her, another one like on the kettle ready to go. Yeah. Let's see. Coraline should have a tiny bear, like she had a tiny doll in the movie. This movie scarred me for life.
So, for any Coraline fans, can you tell me, in the image that I'm seeing, she has blue fingernail polish. Is it really important? Because I'm wondering, should I even attempt it or just keep the hands the way they are? I just want to make sure it wasn't like a major plot point or anything like that.
Yeah. Scott, what age did you start drawing?
Probably around 6 or 7. Mostly copying Spider-Man.
Is Donna here? No, Donna's not here. This is Bethany.
Donna.
Hi, that's me.
Yeah, we got Bethany, and our other mods are in the chat as well, helping out. Tonight I pick up Donna from the airport. So Wednesday, Donna will be back. But we thank all of the wonderful mods for helping out.
We are happy to. Yeah, definitely hard when you can't see the chat. There's no way to run back and forth.
Well, we had fun. I had fun at the doing the duel live with Kim Diaz home on Saturday, and
you were so polite. You noodled for 45 minutes so he could finish his story.
Yeah. It was so fun, and then we talked afterwards. He called me, and we just chatted, and I think it's really fun to hang out with other artists such as yourself, Bethany. You know, and I love doing that.
Yeah, it's fun to get to hang out, even if you're not working on the same thing. Even if you're doing two completely different things, to like parallel play, to like body double, whatever phrase you want to use, along someone that speaks your same language. That,
Yeah.
Understands what you're working on, even if you're working on something totally different.
Yeah.
What is your favorite fruit? I think it's watermelon.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I was really disappointed because, I love grapes, and but I like the big, hard grapes. I don't like squishy grapes. So I go to and if I go, ooh, these, feel them in the bag. Oh, these are great, and I get them, and I go home, and then I pull them off, and I, wash them, and I put so I don't have to pick them off the thing, and I get them all into a nice little container, and I put it in the refrigerator, and I like to just sit and just eat them from time to time. And I had a big bushel of them that I had pulled out, and I think I just got distracted for a couple of days and didn't get a chance to eat them. And I went last night to go, I'm going to go eat some grapes, and they had mold on them. And I don't know how they got mold on them, but I was like, no, I had to throw them away. So yeah, but I do love watermelon. It's I'm just very picky with watermelon, so I'm one of those. It has to be not too ripe, not too this, and I love it when it's perfect. But it's probably a very autistic thing for me to just it has to, I think that's one of the things that annoys me about watermelon is it's not consistent. And I like my food to be consistent. I want it to taste the same and have the same texture, have the same consistency, everything, every time. And I can't control that, unfortunately.
Yeah, like bananas, they've got a short window.
Yeah.
They're too hard, or once they get that least brown spot, nope, I'm out.
Nope, yep.
Nope. I'm pretty sure the best grapes I ever had in my life were those that we had in Venice.
They were enormous. So good. Yeah, they were perfect.
How do you not get scared when you're coloring?
I what I really love, if we're talking about the watercolor thing, that's why I love doing the inking. I really love it. It's like giving myself I'm putting all of the information out there, and if all I did was just throw some blue on top of it, you would still know what it is. Like if I just went splat, splat, splat with colors, the drawing is still there, the line weight is still there, all of that is still there, and so it takes away all of the pressure for the color to be important. I don't have to. The color doesn't have to be perfect. And so that's why I like that. Now, when I'm doing gouache, I'm scared. So because it has such a long, I have to just keep noodling it until it starts to come together. So it really...
Get past that god-awful awkward face.
Exactly. And then when I used to do colored pencils, I would, work on... I'd start with one eye, then move over to the other eye, and I would get everything perfect before I'd move on. So each time I use a different medium, I approach it in a different way. And so I think if you're going to do watercolors, the way that I like it is I do inks, I do my pencils, then I do my inks, and then all of that. Once the inks are done, the watercolors don't have to be perfect, so there's no fear. It's very hard to screw it up in the painting stage.
Let's see. OctoBEAR should be dressed as Winnie the Pooh. Maybe that would redeem us from Donna.
She did like one of your suggestions was Barry Poppins. She was very happy about that. I said, yeah, but they're not scary movie. Mary Poppins is a scary movie. I did offer a potential scary thing, which would be a heffalump. Because those are scary, right?
They're scary, yeah.
So she liked that. Did anybody?
Next year we can do a cat OctoBEAR.
Yeah, OctoBEAR is a really cute idea. Did anybody have anything to say about the nail polish? Is it not?
None.
Okay. So we didn't see it. So the nail polish on her nails is not part of the storyline that has to be there. Okay.
It doesn't look like it. Nobody mentioned it.
Okay, good.
But a lot of people agree that they also hate mushy grapes.
Yeah. All right, let's ink. I have had.
What about Gremlins? Yep, Gremlins is a fun
Gremlins,
movie.
another one. I've had quite a few people leave comments that they're upset that I made a teddy bear gender neutral or gender fluid, and they say, why do you have to bring sexuality into this? I didn't. I brought it, that has nothing to do. Those are two different things. This is just they're a teddy bear. They're genderless. I was just,
they have no gender.
Yeah, and because we're doing this, because they have no gender, I just wanted to make it something to where, because they are genderless, I want them to be able to dress up as anything, but also to give some not exposure. What's the word I'm thinking of for the gender fluid and the gender neutral and the non-binary community, to just support and spotlight and whatnot. It doesn't cost anything to just show support and to just but people get upset about something that in no way affects them whatsoever and is not in any way related to sexuality, which is weird, but anyways, you know what, I'm noticing that her part is a little off to the side. It's not dead center, which would make sense because that would kind of make it a little more odd,
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah, someone else said the nail polish isn't important, so.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. What mechanical pencil are you using? And good morning, Nameless.
Good morning. This was there's a video on it, but my wife Donna got this for me. I think the word is Kuretake or something like that, advance. But it's supposed to turn the lead every 10 times you pick up and do it, so that way. Yeah. But anyways, it's really made for writing, which I find odd that someone would write with a pencil. It just
and the link is in the chat.
Thank you. I like the way you say it better.
I asked Maria.
I like the way you say Maria, Steph.
I know, right?
Oh.
Yeah, my tongue doesn't work that way.
Maria.
Yeah, Marita. Yeah, I can't quite get there.
Well, when I was working with the team in Spain, in Valencia, they then threw a loop because they do their V's as B's. So then their S's are THs. So it would be Valencia, which just threw me. It was like, I'm having a hard enough time pronouncing Spanish, and now you're throwing in Valencian Spanish or whatever. Because Alright. I think the blue hair is going to look really nice.
Yeah. What inking pen do you use?
This is the Zebra brush pen. It's my favorite pen. I'm using the very fine one. They're like, what are they? What did I say? They're like $1.75 each? They're very cheap.
I think they're a little more than that. I think they're like $2.60.
$2.60? Okay.
Yeah. Something like that.
But you can get them at Jet Pens. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on Blick.
Yeah. Cheapest on Jet Pens, at least in the U.S. I think you should do Pennywise. I think Pennywise would also be adorable, and I think that Donna might kill us in our sleep.
Yeah. I think Pennywise would look really cute just holding a red balloon. I think would be yeah. So I keep going back and forth on should I do them as like cards or postcards or whatever, but I'm still kind of, if you you guys remember, I was kind of envisioning like a poster, you know, like I could do 13 of them or whatever. So I know, like, on one hand, it's kind of cool to have like little postcard size ones that you can take and you can kind of hang them up or whatever. But on the other hand, I just think posters, I can sign a poster. I really can't sign individual, you know, as a set. Like, we're not signing the hair journals. And so I think I'd like to know what you would prefer more, something like a poster that you can have signed or individual postcards. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, I would appreciate that, because I'm still trying to figure out. I might mock up both of them, but I can't, because I have to pay for and have printed up the posters or the postcards or whatever they wind up being. So I have to like decide, and I would rather do that with all of you in mind.
Yeah. OctoBEAR's Voldemort would be so cute.
Yeah.
Voldemort's not who I think of when I think of as cute, but, you know.
Yeah, I think if I'm going to do Harry Potter, in my mind, because we talked about Trelawney and a couple others, but I really think I would do McGonagall because of the big hat and everything, and the glasses. I think would be really cute.
Julia says postcards. Jamie says postcards. Chris says, I think little postcards would be so cute. Sending these out for snail mail would be so cool. It could be a box set.
Okay.
That's what we've got so far. I love these as stickers.
Stickers are definitely something I can do, because I can just send that to. Actually, I wonder if they can do postcards too. Yeah, we'll see.
Postcards with bookmarks.
Yeah, I mean, people have asked me about doing mouse pads too, and so we have the company CrowdMade that does the stickers and the T-shirts, and I could always go to them to do that stuff. It's just I can't. I'm not a part of the production. So in other words, they happen and then CrowdMade sends them out. So, and also I don't think they ship out internationally. But the thing is, I could do those things through them, like the stickers. I could maybe do postcards and mouse pads and stuff like that. But I think there needs to be something that we ship out that I sign.
Yeah.
And I think there's that personal touch that we need to do. And so if you guys want me to somehow sign a postcard, like do I do a single one? Like, do I sign the top one of each one? Do I sign? I'm trying to find out how to do that, because when you start getting orders in the thousands, we have to streamline it and make it very easy. So I can't say like, you get to pick which one I sign or something like that, or I sign every one of them, which I just couldn't do.
Yeah, that would be impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. The postcards, you could even have a general message on the back of the package of postcards you signed. How much do zebra pens cost? They're about $250, $260 ish. It also very much depends on where you are in the world.
Yeah. In America, at least, or in the United States, they're really cheap, you know. And I've been using this same one because I'm not really doing a lot of inking for probably about at least 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Is it handy? Can you show us what you drew with Kim?
Oh, yes. Give me 1 second. So I did ink, the ink monsters with Kim, and he was doing a kind of like a prompt. Instead of Inktober, it was Pinktober. And I asked him what it meant and what it was for, and he said, I have no idea. I probably should have looked that up before I started doing it. But the prompt for the day was acceptance. My ink splot wound up looking like a little crab, and so I turned it into a crab, and then I need and then so I love his little butt crack. Look at that, it's adorable. You want to pinch it, and then I just needed the little crab to accept something, so I made another little blot, and that looked like some kind of mantis kind of character, and so their acceptance of each other or something. I don't know. I should probably bring this to my therapy session today and see what they get out of it. But
I'll be like, let's dig into this.
Let's dig in. Let's. I'm gonna cancel my other appointments for the rest of the day. We're gonna be here a while.
Yeah. One of girl says, where I live on Amazon, a zebra brush pen is $7.80 Canadian.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
They're always more expensive on Amazon. Always.
Yeah. See if Jet Pens ships to Canada. I think they might. If not, see if Blick ships to Canada. Because they should not be more than a couple dollars.
Yeah.
And I would say, honestly, if not, if one of you in Canada, like if you guys want to get together and whatnot, I know I or Bethany or any of us would be more than happy to. Actually, Anne-Marie lives in Canada. You know, like we'd be happy to send them to a neutral place, and then, you know, if you guys want to ship from there or something like that. But I have no problem buying a whole bunch of them and shipping them to some place if you guys want to get them cheaper. I would say the same thing for all of you in India and anywhere else that can't get the zebra brush pens. If you guys want to, when we you can go in our community section, you can go on our Discord or whatever. But if you guys want to find a place to get together and coordinate and say, hey, we want to all get this art material that we can't get, please let me know and say, hey, we want 50 of these or 100 of these or 25 or whatever the number might be. I'd be more than happy to buy them and ship them out to you guys. But just let us know, so that way you guys can get that, and then you're paying the actual cost that I would have to pay, rather than the exorbitant amount that you guys are paying.
Yeah. Marguerite says cheaper at my local art store. Yes, if your local art store carries them, then definitely usually a cheaper option. And also, if you have a local art store and they don't carry them, ask them. Like, we have Plaza Art here, and they're incredible. And they have always said, if we don't have it, we'll order it for you.
Yeah. That's a good point. Maybe try your local art store first. Let them know that you want something, and they might be able to get it at the price that we're paying for. And you can also tell them how much I'm paying for it. Say, look, I follow this person, Scott. He lives in Nashville, and he says anywhere in America they can get it for $2.60. Do you think you can get it for a price close enough? In which case, I'd like to order this many of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would more, because there's a high likelihood that they already carry some line from Jet Pens or Zebra, that they would be able to get those in at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Someone just checked in Jet Pens, and they do ship to Canada.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Mocha says, for your circle background, a giant button would work well.
Oh, thank you. That's perfect. I love it. I love you guys.
Let's see. Hi, Scott. Do you have any tips for drawing with quill pens? I got one today, and I'm excited to learn how to use it.
I have not used a quill pen since high school. I know some artists who still use them in their comic book making. It's I know it's silly, but I liken it to writers who still use quill pens with the feather rather than, it's like it's a very kind of old-fashioned feel. You like Donna likes quill pens for calligraphy, and but you have little nibs, and it's there's something very tactile about it, and you're dipping your pen in the ink well and everything like that. I think if you're doing it, you're going to want to learn from people who use them. I'm obviously not one of those people. So what I would do is I would seek out other artists who use quill pens and follow them and ask them questions and just watch how they work and see what you can get from them. But it'd be like coming to me and asking me about oil paints. I haven't done oil paints since I was in high school too. You would go to someone like Bethany who does it, and they have real world experience, daily experience with that. So I really couldn't give you any advice other than they were very fun. I liked the feel of them. What I learned though is I don't want my art to be I want my art to be as efficient as possible. And so therefore I don't have to dip this. I don't have to worry about it dripping or anything like that. I just pick it up and it works the same way every time. And again, that could be an autism thing because again, I like things to be the same way when I go to it. I don't like surprises. And so I know how this pen works. I know how the paper works. I know how the paintbrush works and the watercolors and everything else. And so I know, and then the surprises that I get from making art are enough. Like it's not overwhelming for me. I've narrowed it down. So, but I would have had to have been working with those quill pens for a long time to feel like I've mastered it enough, and I just haven't.
Yeah. If there's enough surprises in art, we need our supplies to work like we expect them to work.
Yeah. And there's no more surprises with the quill pens than there are with a paintbrush. It's just, again, I hadn't spent the time working at it to get rid of the surprises, because I know that people who are really good with it, they don't have all of the drips and they don't have all of the, like, the pen has like two little nibs that the ink kind of goes down the middle, and if you catch the thing just right, they'll kind of flick, and then you get these little sprays of ink, like if you don't do it just right, and sometimes if you push down too hard, it opens up too big of a hole, and then the big glop of it. And so those are the things that if you were doing it every day for several, like a year or two or whatever, you've learned, your hand has been trained. It just naturally knows how much pressure to put, and and you don't get those big splotches. You don't get all of those mistakes. That's the thing that you're going to have to work on. I still have sleepy stuff in my eyes.
Alan says, wait, is Scott autistic or did I just misunderstand that? He is indeed.
I am. I was diagnosed last year. So I went 53 years without knowing I was autistic. And so I'm learning about it. I'm, going to therapy and just, there's a lot of living to kind of unpack when you find out that you've been autistic your entire life and you didn't know, and then you start looking at your life and how you've struggled with things and whatnot, and you realize why you struggled with them. And so but I'm learning everything I can about it, and I'm trying to be as open as possible with that.
Yeah, I know. I myself, not autistic, but ADHD, and was not. I mean, the signs were all there. Like it's been there for forever, but was not formally diagnosed until adulthood. And you have a little bit of bitterness when you find out that, like, you've been on hard mode instead of easy mode.
Yeah.
And no one else understood why you couldn't just do the thing.
Yeah, there's that feeling of what if. If only someone told me, if only someone knew. But, you know, I was born in 1968, and, you know, in the 70s and 80s, they did not diagnose. They didn't even test for that. You know, they just said your kid's hyperactive and or, you know, he's shy, and, you know, whatever else is the stuff that, you know, you get labeled as, and then they just tell you to snap out of it, and you're going to have to learn how to act normal. And through no fault of theirs, because they didn't know. But yeah, there's a little bit of resentment.
Yeah, I saw something last night. It was saying, you know, we screen kids, you know, automatically, you know, from the time they're young for vision and hearing, like to make sure that they can see well and hear well. And if they need glasses, you find out very early because they've done early vision screenings. What if we started doing early screenings for ADHD and autism and dyslexia and all sorts of other things? Like, what grief that would save kids and parents finding out early instead of years and years and years later.
There's you know, I get comments from people who go, "Oh, everybody's autistic now. Everybody's got ADHD now." And I remember that study, you know, or not study, but it was someone had pointed out like a graph or something of left-handed people. You know, up until say like 1960, there were no left-handed people because in some places it was considered the devil's hand or something. Yeah, evil and what. And so if you had you were left-handed, your parents, your teachers, would force you to work right-handed, and so there were no left-handed people because it wasn't allowed to be left-handed. You know, that wasn't considered normal. And it wasn't until like the 60s or 70s or whatever it was that they said, you know what, left-handed people exist and we should accommodate them. Once that happened, suddenly there were millions of left-handed people, and people were like, oh, now suddenly everybody's left-handed. Now, no, it's now we're not telling people that being left-handed is wrong and that it doesn't exist. And it's the same thing with neurodivergence. It's the same thing with transgender. It's the same thing with gays. It's all of that is society saying you don't exist. You're not normal, so you need to stop doing that, and putting that stuff away. And I think as society starts to get closer to saying just let people be who they want to be or who they need to be, and let them enjoy life to the fullest as the way that they were created, you know. And I think once we start doing that, we'll see that the world is so much more diverse. It's so much more robust. It's so much more colorful that way. But yeah, I think we need, and I wonder, like, I'm looking at what we know now is so much more than what my parents knew. And I wonder what the next 40 years, what they're going to know. They're going to look back and look at like Bethany, like you and I as parents, and go, oh my God, if you guys, not you guys screwed us up, but like you guys, if you had only known about this and that, like, I really think one of the big things that we're going to learn about is, and I know that there are a lot of movies and studies and whatever on the food that we eat and like sugar and whatnot. Like, it's kind of like, you know, like we were watching when we got asked by CBS to do that short for CBS's Ghosts. You know, it was funny because the Hattie, I think, no, not I forget, but the woman who owned the great grandmother or whatever who owned the home.
Yes.
She was always talking about how was it cocaine or whatever it was that she was always, you know, like that, like, because that was something that you can buy over the counter at the drugstore. You just go and they would put like, and again, I don't know if it's an urban myth or if it was real. Coca-Cola had cocaine in it, according to the urban myth.
Real.
Is it real? You know, it's like, and here we are, we're like, oh my God, you guys were giving kids cocaine. You know, it's like, and I wonder if the same thing will be said about us, you know, and this generation is like, you were giving them sugar. Do you know how addictive, you know, or whatever it might be, you know, or they were putting this in your food and you guys were eating that. And I wonder if that's something that will be the same. But I think every generation has to keep trying to be better than the previous generation. You don't want to go backwards. You need to look forward. You need to see how, as a species, we can be better. We can learn from, you know, the past, you know. But anyways, sorry, let me get off my soapbox. But I love the idea of testing for neurodivergence.
Yeah, like early, and it would be great because I'm one of those that I was left-handed. I wrote with my left hand, and my kindergarten teacher, she was older, so she was of the generation that it was normal to make kids switch, and so that's one of the reasons I blame on my terrible handwriting. I mean, my handwriting is awful because it wasn't my native writing hand. Like now, I only write with my right hand.
Really?
I typically write and draw with my right hand. I'll paint with both, especially depending on like which side of the canvas I need to be on, and sometimes it's just easier to reach with one side or the other. But I still eat left-handed. That's one thing that I never really switched. I still eat left-handed unless I'm sitting in a booth next to someone right-handed, because then it makes our elbows smash into each other.
Oh,
so then
God.
I'll switch to my right hand.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I was one of those kids that had to switch. And it pretty much phased out, you know, like with my generation. But I had an older teacher that she thought that, nope, you can't write with your left hand. You need to write with your right. Yeah. Let's see. How about Phantom of the Opera October with Christine? A Phantom Bear could be kind of fun.
Yeah. So do you think so if I'm doing a button, there's, you know, the ridge, the outside ridge, and then there's the 4 holes.
Yes.
Right? So I just got to find, so I'm trying to just, because I don't really have see, this is the downside of something like this. If I was using a compass, I could just make it a little smaller, but I'm going to just eyeball this because, you know, I can. And then figure out where the...
Naru says, I love your soapbox as a left-handed ADHD non-binary person.
I love that. All right, so let's see. So if I have... Let's see, about this big. I have one here.
Roseville says, oh, so ambidextrous. Yes, now I am ambidextrous. I don't know if I would have naturally been ambidextrous, but now I am. Handsome Rose, who is Bowie and why is everyone talking about him? Bowie's the bear.
Bowie. So we named, this is, someone had come up with a wonderful idea. Last year I did OctoBEAR, and it was like octo and then BRR, like burr, like I'm cold. And I did a little octopus that was enjoying the many splendors of fall. And then so people were asking if I was going to do that again this year. And then someone in the comments said, what about OctoBEAR? And I thought, oh, I really like that. So I drew a little bear dressed up as a ghost. And everybody really kind of liked it. And so we thought, well, let's do a couple more. So I drew OctoBEAR dressed as Jason from Friday the 13th, Wednesday Addams, and Michael Jackson from Thriller. with little zombie bears in the background. And then we also did David Bowie as Jareth the Goblin King, sorry. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. From Labyrinth. And it was at this moment, because everyone was saying, well, what's the bear's name? And we kept coming up with different names, and I thought, well, because I want to be able to go back and forth between, male characters, female characters, and I thought, okay, well, the character OctoBEAR should be gender neutral. They should be, gender fluid. They can go back and forth. And then I thought, well, who better than an androgynous musician like David Bowie? So I named them Bowie. And so that's where Bowie came up, and now Bowie's dressing up as Coraline. I hope that answers everything. All right. So does this give you the impression of a button with the little 4 circles, or should I have put circles? See, I think if I would put circles here, you would maybe see a little bit of that one up there. Do you think that'd be better placement?
Hang on. I can hear your current audio, but the video's 10 seconds behind. Okay, there we go. Now I can see it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Where it is now, rather than rotating a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, I think you could go either way, but yeah, it makes sense. I can tell that it's a button.
Okay. I think I will kind of do...
Archer says, I have a trans friend who named themselves Bowie. Literally so perfect.
That is a great name.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, when we were trying to come up with names that were both a bear-ish pun as well as being gender neutral, like we were checking one box or the other, but never both. Let's see. Next one. October, you could also do OctoBEAR.
OctoBEAR. I did really like OctoPEAR and have a little cat, it would be kind of cute.
Yeah. Feral Gremlin, hello, Donna and Scott. A little bit late today. What tea do we have today? You don't have Donna today.
Yeah.
You have me. That's Bethany. I'm on speakerphone. Donna is on her way back to us, though. She will be here Wednesday. I know she has tea. Today.
Yeah, she has tea. We just don't know what it is.
Yeah. Guaranteed she has tea.
Yeah.
No,
I was on the phone with her. She was actually driving through Compton at the time, and so I was getting the play-by-play, and she was complaining that the water that because she brings her own tea bags, because heaven forbid she drank pedestrian tea, but she was complaining that the water that they use in a tea bag didn't taste good. Like, she can taste it through the amount of tea that she's drinking. So, yes, I promise you will get an earful of her tea experience in Los Angeles.
Yeah, the very first time I ever met Donna, she pulled her tea wallet out of her purse. And
that was that Merides, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you had been out sketching in a cemetery.
Yeah, with my friend Tim, and then I pulled up in Esmeralda and said hi.
Yeah, I was like, you're taller than I thought, and I'm shorter than you thought.
Yeah, it's the whole Hobbit thing,
Right. Pastel says they've never been able to join one of Scott's lives before. I'm so excited.
Welcome.
I'm glad you're here.
We are very glad you're here. Normally Donna is here, but today Bethany and the gang are filling in, so that's the voice you're hearing right now is Bethany.
Yep.
Donna will be back for us on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're ready for some paint.
Yes. Compton in California. Yes. Compton,
yeah.
California.
My wife is coming straight out of Compton, so
Yep.
now she's just driving through. She was going from Anaheim to Long Beach, and Compton's just in the middle. And that was the last I heard of her. We were on the phone just when I had to go live.
Peter Camp. There's a town in Maryland called Bowie, except it's pronounced Bowie. Peter
Bowie.
actually know exactly what you're talking about. My college roommate was from there. She was from Bowie, Maryland, and she came to Nashville on a volleyball scholarship.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and because I saw it written where she was from, I was like, oh, Bowie. She's like, nope, it's Bowie. I'm like, that very much says Bowie, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, not for anything, but if I pronounced it Bowie, it would definitely fit OctoBEAR much better. You know?
True. Yeah.
At least the first one could be called Bowie.
Yeah. Good morning, Sparkheart. Good to have you here.
Good morning.
Zip says, wow, Donna seems to really like tea a lot.
She does.
Yeah.
That's her
Yes.
big thing.
Yes. Understatement. If Donna ever has to, give up tea for some sort of medical reason, just go ahead and plan her funeral.
Yeah, just pull the plug.
Because, yeah.
All right, remember...
There's no such thing as too much tea.
Yeah. Thanks, Emma. Remember, I don't have the mute function today, so I'm going to do blow dryer a couple times, and it's going to be loud. So if you have headphones, mute it or take your headphones out for a second. All right, ready? Blow dryer. Okay. That little hand did not want to keep the paint, did it?
Cuban Cat says, Bethany is spilling the tea on Donna's tea. Yeah. Donna's the reason why I threw away all my Lipton, and I have now upgraded to...
Oh, yeah. Donna literally won't be friends with you if you drink Lipton tea.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to upgrade my tea, and I was educated in what I was supposed to be drinking.
There are minimum requirements to be friends with Donna.
You have great tea now, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, before everyone came in town, Donna was like, what do you need? I'm like, I think I'm good. I think I've got everything. She's like, but do you have enough tea? I'm like, yes, I do. I promise. And she's like, but is it good tea? I'm like, yes, because it's all the stuff that you have either given me or I've bought because you told me I should. So, yes, I promise. I'm good on tea now. Let's see. Someone said, thanks for warning me. I have headphones on. You are welcome.
All right, another blow dryer, everybody. Blow dryer. All right, I got 2 more layers of fur. So now it's a brown layer.
Next live, I'm totally teasing Donna about Lipton.
Oh, God. You're just asking for it.
Peter says, I upgraded from Lipton to Berry Strong Irish Tea. Delicious and endorsed by the dear departed Angela Lansbury. I didn't know she endorsed that.
I didn't know either, but that's one of Donna's favorites. That's what she gives me, the decaffeinated berries Irish tea. It's really good.
Yeah. Isn't that the green box?
Oh, God. Dude, you're asking me... If I was to walk into the pantry and try to find it, I couldn't. So, no, I don't know what color box.
Okay, I think yours is the blue box because she had given me green box and red box. And then since then, and there's also the black box. But, yeah, there's many levels of caffeine depending on the color of box.
Oh, God. All right, blow dryer.
Yeah.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
We summoned her. Okay, Donna, to be fair, everyone was asking about you and what tea you were drinking this morning. And we were saying that we didn't know because you're not with us, but that we guaranteed that you had tea with you. So, we summoned you.
Donna's here?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. How's your bagel? I gave her directions to East Coast Bagel out in Long Beach.
Oh, blue box is decaf berries. Okay, good. I did get that right. Kind of like on Friday, we started talking about washi tape, and Donna appeared. About tea, and Donna appears.
Blow dryer. All right.
Let's see. Oh, I lost the question. We miss you, Donna. We're ready for you to come back.
Yeah.
Chris says, Bethany, what's your favorite tea? Green, black, or white? Whatever Donna hands me. She makes it better than I do.
Donna makes everything
yes,
better.
When Scott says blow dryer, remember to move your headphones because we don't have a mute button.
Not today. Yeah. When Donna gets back, we'll be back to muting.
Yeah.
It's just her remembering to unmute me that is the problem, but she's pretty good with the muting.
AVR says, how do you stop the paper from warping, Scott?
You get good paper. All paper warps. But like this is just, you know, a pad of paper. But you can see it's really not warping very much. But I'm also really not doing a lot of watercolor. These are very light watercolors. But here, I'll go get one of my sketchbooks.
Donna said her bagel was so good.
Good. So this is one of my travel journals. You can see I'm painting on both sides. Let's see. Yeah, there's Venice. Now when you look at it on the side, you can see, actually it's fairly straight, but you can see it's a little warped, right? Just a little. But if you look at, this is cheaper paper. This is what my sketchbook used to be before I discovered the 100% cotton paper. And again, actually I wasn't painting both sides on this one. But if you look at how much more warped the paper is, because the paper's thinner. So the better the paper, the thicker the paper, you get 300 GSM, 100% cotton paper. So this is a $12 sketchbook. I mean, can you guys see how warped it is? It's a $12 sketchbook. This is a $13 sketchbook. The paper is 100 times better than this paper. And you're just paying an extra $1 or $2. Be creative. This is 100% cotton paper. If you want to do watercolor, I would seriously recommend the Be Creative. There's a link in our bio. Hold on a second. Oh, apparently, hold on, we gotta wait for Mr. Clock. Apparently, I'm sucking up. I'm assuming that is going back to when I said everything with Donna makes, I don't know, something about making it better. My apologies, honey. I will refrain from saying anything nice about you ever again. And lately I'm either pandering or sucking up. I don't know. I can't keep up with whatever I do to piss her off from 2,000 miles away. I can't do anything right.
Someone asks, Bethany, what is your favorite drawing made by Scott? So it depends. So I love the Gothic Vampire. Love it. It's very, I still see Scott's style in it, but it's different. It's not just the, the normal like hour and a half, portrait made of someone. Like the detail in it. Like I love details. That's what I really love it. And so the detail of every bottle or book on the shelf, the lighting, the way the light hits her skin and then across the books and whatnot, that's the stuff that I love. So really adore the Gothic Vampire. But then also, Scott has painted Winifred Sanderson twice, and I own them both, and they are sitting on my shelves upstairs with my Halloween decorations. So, two very different directions.
Two very different directions.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, blow dryer. Okay.
Let's see. Have you ever tried Winsor Newton Pro markers? I don't think you have.
Winsor Newton. No, I've never used Winsor Newton markers.
Yeah, because you've got their watercolor markers, but yeah, I haven't seen you try their version of Copics. Pastel says, "I love how it's so easy to spot your style of hair. It's awesome."
Thanks. All right, what am I gonna do next? I think I'll do on the background. Oh wait, no, she's got bluish kind of soles to her boots, and I could still do shadows for everything, but I'm gonna usually do the shadows last because I'm working light to dark.
Yeah. Mind of TJ says, "This is so wholesome. Just came back from school. It makes me happy to watch you guys. Hope the Hobbit hole feels comfy today. OctoBEAR is looking great today."
Thank you very much. Yes, the Hobbit hole is nice and warm. I don't like that it's getting cold already. It is not nice. It was in the 40s this morning. So I like it when I come downstairs and the Hobbit hole is all warmed up. It's like it's preheated for me.
Yeah, I wish it would stay in the like mid-range fall temperatures for a little longer. I'm not ready for cold.
The weather that we had last week with all of you out here was perfect.
Was perfection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially Monday at the zoo and Tuesday at Cheekwood was just so perfect. Let's see. Got to jump off. I can't wait to see when you post the short.
Thank you. Have a good rest of the day. So, Donna.
I'm starting to get chilly. I'm wrapped in 3 blankets. Florida chili is not chilly.
Well, people say the same thing about Tennessee chili too, Like it could be snowing and there'll be people in Michigan going, you kids,
Mm-hmm.
And then, but Donna keeps sending me negative, very negative messages, and I'm not going to let her disturb my groove, so.
I haven't gotten an all caps text message today. I was getting them Friday because I was encouraging the scary bear.
Oh, yeah. She's just super sassy lately, and you just keep that sass in California, lady.
Let's see, California is a little chilly right now. Here in Texas, we are entering the freezing zone. It was just 90 yesterday.
Oh, God.
Yeah, our friend Byron Brimstone is also in Texas and feel very sorry for her. She's been melting all summer.
Apparently, Fiber and Brimstone also likes Hosier.
Yes.
I learned about Hosier yesterday, thanks to Ellen.
Yeah, Hosier's great. Do you do lives the same time every day? Yes. Typically,
Monday,
Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had the bonus live Saturday. At 9 a.m.
All right, blow dryer. All right, so if you're new, normally Donna is here reading, and she will be able to mute the microphone on this camera, and therefore you won't be blasted with the sound of the blow dryer. But since she's eating a bagel in Compton right now, I figured I should let you know. So that's why I'm shouting blow dryer. So if you hear me shout blow dryer, just if you're on headphones or anything, just mute it or take out your headphones.
Yeah. Yes, because I cannot hit the blow dryer button remotely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Everyone's comparing temperatures right now. Also, confusion between Celsius and Fahrenheit. People are forgetting that 40 degrees Celsius is boiling. Let's see. When Amory was here, we were having to do temperature conversions for her. She's like, wait a minute, what do I wear today? I'm confused on what these temperatures mean. Blow dryer is Scott's version of beat the devil out of it.
Okay.
Are you going to make these as stickers again? Yes, likely so.
Yeah, probably. I just haven't decided how many of these I'm going to do because I'm really having fun. And so, I mean, I've been tempted on days where I'm not going live to do it.
Yeah.
Donna just sent me a message saying that she loves me. She loves me so much. Thank you, dear. I love you too. What? Oh, wait, another text. Do whatever you want to. I believe in you. She's the best. All right. See?
Have you read the original book, Coraline? It's really good. I recommend it.
I have not. I do like Neil Gaiman, but I have not read Coraline. So, is it... I don't know. Was it a children's book? Or was it just a novel?
I am not sure. Let's see. How can you control line weight with a normal pen? I saw your video on line art, but it was about the brush pen. What about a normal pen?
Well, a normal pen is not going to be able to do line weight as easily because it can, like a felt kind of, what do you call those? Kind of like a micron pen is only going to have one thickness that is capable of doing. So what you would have to do is have multiple thickness microns. You can have small, bigger, 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 bigger. Now my friend Frank Cho uses. I'm going to try to take the this off the shelf, but tell me if you can see it. Okay, that doesn't want to come off. All right, I'm going to try to angle the camera. Ready? Here we go. Come on.
Molly says it was a novel first, then a kid's film.
Okay. Can you guys see?
It's a children's book, but not for very little ones. It can be a bit scary, but the actual message is very uplifting.
You guys can't see it, can you? Over there.
Hang on.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Here, I'll do this. And I have another one that I think I could take down. Let me get this back over to here. So you guys can see. Tighten that back up. Okay, I'm going to grab this one off the wall, which is smaller. So my friend Frank Cho, he works for Marvel Comics. He does a lot of Marvel comic stuff, and this is a really big piece that he did. This is just a print, signed print, but it's not the original. But can you guys see that okay?
Hang on, we're about 10 seconds behind on video versus audio.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the screen. Looks like you guys can see it okay. So what he does is he uses microns.
Yes, here it is.
And so he will use like where you see thicker lines, it's a thicker micron pen. And I think I have a thick one here somewhere. Is this? I don't know if you guys could see it. So this is, where's the one I normally use? But anyways, he'll use very fine ones, but he can't get that all out of one pen, which is what I'm doing. So he has to create his line thicknesses based on the thickness of the pen or go over it multiple times. That's really it. It doesn't mean you can't do it because Frank is much better at inking than I am. So obviously you don't need a brush pen to do it, but you know, you just have to, it's a different technique, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you were to look at, this is a 0.5 and this is a 0.05. Can you guys see the difference in line weight? It's probably not a huge difference, but there are thicker ones. I don't know if I have one here.
Good morning, Santa. He says, I had a wonderful visit with Leica Studios Museum exhibit to look at the original sets and puppets of their films, including Coraline. Quite beautiful.
Oh, that's amazing. Good morning. And this is a 0.8. So you got 3 different sizes, and they have multiple sizes. But what you could do is, you know, what he would probably do is he would use like the thinner on the top and then thicker on the bottom to give you that sense of light and shadow, right? Whereas me, I would do it just lightly and then, so you can get the same thing. It's just I only need 1 pen and he needs 4 or 5 pens to do his thing. That's really the only difference.
Narrator Nate sent a tip, and he says, I manage line weight with multiple pen strokes.
There you go. There you go. Like I said, it's for me, most all of my decisions are made on laziness. So I am just making, I think this will be the easiest way to do it, so I'm going to do that. And that's it. So there's no right or wrong in art. It is just a level of laziness or efficiency, if you want to be cute about it. But
Peter says, look at all that natural light you get at your desk. That's lovely.
Yeah, that's I love this window, and I love this light that I have is a natural light. You know, it's a LED light, and it's wonderful. But I love all of just the lighting in here.
Yep. I think you should make Bowie into coins. I cannot even begin to think what the production expense would be on making a coin set.
But it is a cool idea.
Yeah. Can you give any tips for animation, character, design, portfolio?
You know, when I did Animal Crackers, I had in my mind that I wanted a Disney style you know, and I looked up like some of my favorite movies, and the same artist kept coming up, and it was Carter Goodrich. And when I sat and I met with him, I told him I wanted to do a Disney style, and he literally got up and said, "Okay, then I'm not the right person for you." And I was like, "Well, hold on a second," you know. I was like, but he worked on all these Disney films, and but when you look at his art, it is nothing like, you just wouldn't expect it. It's his style is so unique and different, and I think that's what I learned, is to don't look and say I want to do what is popular. I want something that has a unique style, that has a unique look. If you look at a lot of the Leica stuff, it is very unique in their designs. If you look at you compare like a Miyazaki kind of stuff, Studio Ghibli kind of stuff, to say a Disney stuff, it's very different. If you look at even like the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, has some really good designs. The whole Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse kind of stuff has great designs. That's what you want to do, is you want to find your voice that sets you apart from everybody. You want to find your... People should want to seek you out because you're going to give... Sorry for that. You're going to give them... You're going to give their movie a unique look, and I think that's what you need to. That's what I would recommend for that, if that helps. Sorry, I got distracted with like 3 texts and a phone call while that happened. So if I was like stuttering for a bit there, it's because I was like, "What's going on?" It was like like there was an emergency or something.
Let's see. Santa says Scott and I are planning on doing a special dual live stream. What would everyone want to see us paint together?
Oh, I love that idea of asking everybody, because Santa's paintings are so fantastic. I'm going to be just very intimidated. So let's pick something that is not going to be too scary for me.
Cave Town says, amazing idea, maybe paint each other, but make Scott a bit more Christmassy. Peter says, do you have a favorite of the classic Disney animated movies? I've always loved Sleeping Beauty. It's my favorite fairy tale, but I also love the visual style of it. Yes, it was my favorite as a kid too.
It's weird for me to think to call this a classic because I saw it in theaters, but it would be The Little Mermaid. The music just gets me, you know, and it was one of I think it was one of the probably the first movie that Donna and I saw together when we were dating.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I remember coming out of that movie just singing the tunes and just going out. That was amazing. That was, you know, so incredible. We loved it.
Oh, I love her blue hair.
Yeah, it really makes it. I needed to do something whenever I need a really saturated colors, I use the Doc Martens concentrated watercolors. They're so saturated. Let me look at the, it's pink. Oh, I've been using the wrong paintbrush this whole time. Okay. I was using those, but look at, yeah, see the Utrex, even though I did the brush shaper, it's already starting to fray again.
I've tried, every brush shaper that is on the shelves, I've tried all of them, and I honestly had better luck with just regular hair conditioner.
Really? You're just saying just conditioner, and then do you do it like you condition it and then rinse it, or do you let it sit with the conditioner on it?
I usually Yeah, so like I'll wash it, and I'll wash my brushes like with shampoo because they're typically either some form of real hair or synthetic hair. And so I wash them with shampoo, get all the paint and stuff out of them, and then I'll just take I keep a little travel, like a hotel size hair conditioner bottle on my desk, and I dip it in and just shape it, and I leave it on there, and it like helps it to absorb into the bristles and like make the point hold better.
I like that.
Yeah. Because I've tried.
I like that for you, not for me, because I would rather just buy a new brush, but I like that.
Yeah. Oil paint is very hard on brushes. Very, very hard. And I typically end up buying at least one new brush per painting, but that gets expensive. And so you try to like kind of keep them going a little longer as possible.
Yeah. And that would be overkill for me, because my paintings don't last very long. Your paintings could last months. Mine last hours.
Months and months and months and
yeah.
months. Yeah. I've got. Remember that one you saw me start to paint with the woman wearing the crown in front of the orange moon?
Yeah.
That was over a year ago. I'm still not done with that one.
Wow.
Of course, I keep walking away from it for significant amounts of time because that crown is killing me. Bowie should dress up as Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. That could be cute. Little basket and Toto.
Yeah. So, much to Donna's dismay, I've been focusing on more of the Halloween-y type or spooky type of stuff. That's why, it's been, the Addams Family or Michael Jackson's Thriller or, Labyrinth. Even though Labyrinth isn't spooky, it's menacing in some way. Yeah. And so if I was to, do something like Dorothy, because like I even have Barbie, because a lot of people have said, what about Barbie? So I even have Barbie as one of the possibilities, and I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it to a theme or just do random costumes. And so that's the thing. Like, do I do Mary Poppins, or do I do but like there's so many things I can do and stay on an October spooky kind of theme, like Ghostbusters and Coraline and whatever that works. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. The other thing okay, so we are almost done. I just need a little spot of yellow, and then I got to come in with the white.
Archit asks, what are your thoughts on Disney live action adaptations? Most of them are not received well.
I'm not a fan, just because I like the originals better, and it feels like nothing more than a money grab. That's all it feels like. If there was anything that they were doing to add to it, like a new story, but they're using the same songs, the same story, everything, and I have no problem with them changing genders, changing race, I have no problem with that. I just think do something original with the story. Give us new songs. Give us something that we. We've already seen Beauty and the Beast. We've already seen Little Mermaid. We've already seen The Lion King. Do something original with that. That's all. And I think especially with The Lion King. The Lion King was still not live action. It was still CGI. It was still animated.
Yeah.
And so I had no reason to watch it. I even tried to watch Aladdin because I'm like, this was before Will Smith was, did the whole thing with Chris Rock. But you were like, I like Will Smith. Okay, and I was like, he's no Robin Williams. I'm sorry, but no one could do Robin Williams like that, and why even try? And so these are the things but that's me personally. I mean, I think if people are finding some enjoyment in them, I think that's wonderful. But I was asked for my opinion, so I'm good. But I'm not in any way complaining and telling anybody not to watch that stuff but there's so many good stories. And as a creator, as someone who writes stories, and who knows other creators who have good stories that Disney will never do, and I'm like, why are we redoing old stories? It's only for money, and it's only because executives think that it's a good idea, and executives are idiots. So
yeah, it feels very phoned in.
It does, yeah.
Lazy.
All right, one last blow dryer. Blow dryer. Let's make her pop.
Frankie says Robin Williams will never be replaced. Period. Agreed. Like,
yeah. I find it funny how the algorithm on TikTok knows me so well. I've never seen Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't know why. I've never seen it, but it keeps showing me the clip where Robin Williams goes to his brother, who's Harvey Fierstein, and says, "Can you make me a girl?" And Harvey Fierstein goes, "Oh, honey, I'm so happy," And then they go through this thing, and they're so wonderful together. And I think, because I got to work with Harvey on Animal Crackers, Harvey played Esmeralda. And Robin Williams was signed on, and we were working with him, but I was going to fly out and meet him. He was playing Chesterfield the Clown. And I didn't realize that they had worked together, and I was going to be bringing them back to work together again, and how cool that would have been. And I'm so sad that I never got a chance to meet Robin Williams. I was literally weeks away from our first session together, and it just was such a shock. But yeah, when people ask me if you could meet any actor, I always say Robin Williams, because he seemed to have the most, I don't know, the kindest soul, and like he truly felt everything and understood everything, and that like if he told you everything was going to be okay, you would believe him.
You believed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all of his movies, they can make me just laugh till I cried, as well as make me cry like a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
His range was so enormous.
Yeah.
And that scene with where they're doing his makeup and whatnot, most of that was ad-libbed.
Yeah. Oh, you know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never doubt that.
You like that movie? It's really good.
I've never seen E.T. either, and I think it's one of those things where so many people were talking about it. You saw so many articles, you saw so many trailers, you saw so many things that you're like, I know the entire story. There's literally nothing that I would be getting out of other than the middle stuff, which is the stuff I hate. Like, I saw all of the important stuff. I saw E.T., doing the trick-or-treating. I saw the chase scene and him flying, and I saw all of the interactions. And I'm like, those were the best parts. The rest of it is talking, which is the stuff I would, like, if I'm on a VCR or on I'm going to skip past. It's like, okay, yeah, get me to the good parts. So I'm like, and so I think, like, I've seen all the best parts of Mrs. Doubtfire, that I'm like, the rest of it is just character building and everything else. And I don't know if that's my short attention span or what, but I think if someone spoils a movie for me, they tell me the best parts of it, I'll never see it.
Yeah. The interesting thing about the Mrs. Doubtfire, though, is that we've come back around to it, of the debate of like drag story times and things like that. And it's like, oh, no one had a problem with it in 1995 when Robin Williams was dressed as an old woman, like reading stories to kids.
Well, you had Tootsie. With Dustin Hoffman. You had There were you had Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe and blah 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 blah. They were drag. That is something that's been in theater, because if you remember in Shakespeare, you could not, women were not actors, so the men would dress up and play the women parts. It has been something that has been forever, and but I think it what happens is that people need something to be offended by. They need it. I was talking to my mom about that, and my mom's probably listening too. So, hey, Mom, you remember we were talking about this?
Hi, Mrs. Saba.
But I was talking to my mom about this, and I was saying, it's funny because you have people want the same thing. Like we all want better education. But what happens is politicians will say, one side will say, we want more tax money to go towards education. And the other side will say, we want parents to have a say in what their kids, see. And so you now have to choose between one or the other, but both of them want better education. It's just you can either have better education because we have more money going into it, but the curriculum is more science-based or progressive or whatever. And then the other side is we can have better education because we're going to be sending our kids, all the money's going to go to private schools. We want our tax money to go to private schools so we can teach ourselves the values and the things that we like. And those are the two options, but we both want the same thing. We just want different things. And I think if we had a middle ground party or something like that, where someone said, how about we have our tax money go here, and if you parents want to do this, then you can go and do that, but the rest of the public schools are going to be doing this, and everybody gets happy. And again, that's a very simplistic thing, but it seems like we're constantly put in a position of having to, literally no one is worried about drag shows. Literally no one, until someone decided to make that a problem. Literally no one had any problem with transgender until a politician decided to make that a problem. And we now have book bannings again. We now have riots, and we had all because of politicians. And so I think those are not problems that we're dealing with. Those are problems that people are creating for us to get outraged over. And I think it's silly. But again,
it's a diversion and a scare tactic.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know where this soapbox keeps coming from, but I keep stepping on it. My apology.
That's all good. Yeah, I've been taking my daughter to drag shows, like drag brunches, since she was 3, and she's been absolutely safe.
Yeah.
Let's see. Haven't attended a live in so long. Welcome back, Hadley.
Welcome.
Yeah, people say, Oof and both Tootsie and Some Like It Hot have been adapted to Broadway musicals in the last 5 years. Milton Berle in the 50s, Bugs Bunny, John Travolta, and Hairspray.
Yeah.
It's existed forever.
Exactly. One of my favorite movies was La Cage aux Folles, which they turned into The Birdcage.
So good.
Yeah, it was so good,
Love that movie.
and it's just, it didn't turn me into a drag queen. I didn't turn gay or anything like that. It was just. It's just seeing people being themselves, being in love and being themselves, and I think that needs to be I think, hey Mom, remember we were talking about this? I was saying, how like my hair journal turned into the Indian shaman. You got the woman with the hijab. You've got transgender. You've got person. What's that? The thing where you get the white patches in your skin.
Oh, vitiligo.
It became just a chance for us to explore all of the different types of people from all over the world, the different everything. And I was saying that if you look at Monet and Van Gogh and Toulouse-Lautrec and Renoir and Cézanne and all of them in France, basically they were just painting prostitutes or ballerinas or just the people who were there in their local area. Even if you look at Norman Rockwell's work, he would go to the people in New Hampshire area and have them pose. And so if you look at Alphonse Mucha's work, all of their characters were essentially the same 4 or 5 models that they would use. And so it was very limiting, whereas artists today have access to people and models and we have access to the entire world. Why wouldn't we paint all of the different people in the world? Why would we limit ourselves to the same 1 or 2 actresses or models or whatnot? And I love painting redheads. I just love that color. I love that. But I'm not just going to exclusively paint redheads. You know what I'm saying? It just, it's. I think artists today can really. I think it's like saying you're an artist who likes to paint barns, and then you're sent to New York City. Like, would you sit there and like stop painting, or would you just bring pictures of barns with you while you're living in this city with all of these giant buildings and all of this stuff to look at? No, you would paint the world that you're there, and we now have access to all of that. We have access to all of these different people and experiences and ways of lives and colors and religions, and I think because of that, I think artists should be showing more of that. And I think it's a privilege to be able to do that. And so and I think in doing so, I think music, I think film and TV and literature should also represent that as well. I think we are with the internet, we're just, look at how many people we have from all over the world listening right now, hanging out with us as I'm drawing a teddy bear dressed as Coraline, and it's just it's crazy, So I love it, and I encourage people to just experience the world out there and see the love in people who don't look and love and sound like you. We all are, we're all God's children, so all right, I think I'm done, and I'm kicking this soapbox out from under me, and I am going to, gosh, I feel preachy today, and I don't know why. I blame you, Bethany.
It's me.
So it's
okay. I'll take the blame.
Yeah. But I've been wanting to do an outline around the characters, and I think I tried it. I tried it right there on Wednesday, and I just remember it didn't. But I think it would make them pop a little better. But because this one just feels like it's really same values. Like if you squint, they seem like the same values. I feel like it needs to kind of pop. But
Mushroom Goblin says, Scott is seriously my biggest inspiration, one of the internet's greatest allies to gay and trans folk. Oh,
well, thank you. I appreciate that, but I am sure that there are so many people who do so much more, like actually do more, I'm just acknowledging their existence. There are people who literally fight for your rights, and I think they should be celebrated much more than me, but thank you.
They love the soapbox.
There's some times that I want to talk about things because they I just feel like they need to be talked about, or sometimes I just want to learn more. I learn a lot when I talk about subjects, because it's a conversation. It's not me soapboxing. When I, was hanging out with the speech professor, was really fun. Or when I, hang out with Kim Diaz Home or whatever. But I like to do that. And I think it would be nice. I don't want to do a podcast, but I think it would be nice to maybe have a little more serious conversations sometimes with you all, if that would be something that you guys like. We could do like a nighttime one, but when I hit, because we're done, but when I hit stop, this will turn into a video, and then you can leave a comment that I can actually read. If you have a thought on that, please leave me a message or comment, and I'll be able to see. But like I shared a V from Under the Desk News had made a video last week about the Israeli and Palestinian thing, and as is always, V is very very wonderful at telling the story in the most neutral way, and being as informative to try to give you as much information as possible. And one of the topics that they were covering was the warning that Hamas had sent about that they're going to be posting violent images and whatnot. And they said, tell your children, or make sure your children aren't online. And so they said, I don't know really how to do that. So if there are any parent groups or whatever who have that information. And then the next day, V posted, here's the information that people had sent me. Here's how you do this, and here's how you can limit the violent images on TikTok and this and that, whatever. And so I'd shared that. And the next morning, I woke up to like dozens of messages from people saying, why are you trying to silence what's going on in Israel and Gaza? Why are you trying to silence that? And I was like, that's not what I was doing. And it was people both who were, on the pro-Israel side and the pro-Palestinian side, and so I spent the next hour copying and pasting the link to the video that preceded that, and why I was doing it, and everybody was like, oh, okay, thank you, and now I get it. Yeah, context. But then half of them were like, what are your thoughts on this? And it was just like, I'd love to talk about it. I am not somebody who is, in my opinion, qualified to talk about it, because I know very little about the history of it. Now, since that, I've been doing my best to get as much information on the history, but pretty much everybody who's giving me history on it that online seems to be biased one way or another.
Yeah.
And so
they have a slant.
They all have a slant, and so I get one, and I get another, and I get another, and I get another. But the answer that I gave to everybody is, I am pro-peace and anti-war. I'm against killing. I am against any kind of war, and I think that war is never the answer. And I understand the situation, but someone had put it really well, and I forget where it was, but they said, essentially, I'm paraphrasing really poorly, but essentially, we're in a time with a lot of strife and war and conflicts and whatever, and we don't have the proper leadership. Our leadership is unqualified worldwide to handle this. We just don't have the right leaders. We don't have the right leaders here in America. We don't, and in Israel and Palestine and France and China and Russia. We don't have the right people for this job. And peace should always be thing. And again, hey mom, remember we were talking about this, because my mom was like, war is always, and I understand war, that there are innocent lives. We shouldn't be doing war. We are in the 21st century. War should not be something we should even be talking about. And I know that's very idealistic of me, but I just don't. So yes, I'd love to talk about this stuff, but I would like to talk about this stuff with people who are smarter than me, because I'm just a hobbit in my hobbit hole drawing, and I like to learn, but I can't learn if I'm doing all the talking. And so I think it would be really nice to have a conversation with everybody in a way that we could do it. And I don't know if we could do it just on the Discord, or if we can do it with people typing in the text and chatting and whatnot. I don't know, but I think it's something that we should consider, because I think there is more to life than just drawing cute teddy bears and whatnot. And there is a lot going on, and I think people need to talk about it. And so, and I don't know if I'm the one to do that best, but I'd like to be a part of the conversation. So, okay. Thank you all for letting me just kind of chat. I know I was rambling a lot today. I hope you like our little Coraline bear. And I think that, I think these will be really, really fun. But I love you all. Thank you again, Bethany and Emma and Steph and everybody who was here. I only heard the three of you, so if Nixie and others were here, thank you. But
Nixie literally just popped in. We had Jamie Brown a little bit ago, but yeah, so we've had some in and out.
All right. Well, thank you all. And Donna will be back on Wednesday, and I will be posting a video about this later today. And again, if you guys want to talk about anything, just leave a message, leave a comment once I hit end. All right.
Everyone have a lovely week. Oh, it's Monday. I was about to say lovely weekend.
Yeah.
It's only Monday.
All right. Bye.